All right. Hi. About a month ago, one of my subscribers slash viewers asked me to do a video about my locks, about my hair. At first, I was just like, well, I don't talk about my hair anymore because I'm not like one of those like beauty mavens or anything, and I'm not into like the hair shit, makeup shit, but I decided to do it because I haven't done it in a long time and I thought it might be fun and my hair seems to grab a lot of people's attention, but it does not seem to grab mine yet. At one point in my life, my hair was like a huge deal, so I figured it might be fun just to do something like this. Um, basically, my hair is freeform. I have freeform locks, so that means I don't do anything to them. And, uh, basically, I wake up in the morning and it looks like this. So it's always done. I mean, I don't even really think about my hair. I don't really look at it. Well, I look at it, but I don't really think about it that much. I started off my locks, they were actually thinner than this when I started them, because I started them off with like comb coils, and then 3 months in, I I started off my locks with comb coils, and then 3 months in, I was like, I still had a lot of internalized racism, so I had this dream of my locks looking a certain way and fitting a certain aesthetic, and then and they were like really short and really nappy, and like it was just frustrating and embarrassing. And then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna push through this, and I'm not gonna wear any hats, and I'm not gonna twist my hair anymore. And twisting my hair is actually going to defeat the purpose of getting the locks in the first place, which is to be like fully natural and fully accepting of my hair. And if I'm doing this in an effort to conform my hair to a certain aesthetic, then it's defeating the purpose, like mentally, spiritually, everything. And so I let go of the process, and a lot of people approach me and they're like, how can I get my locks to look like yours? And I'm like, your locks are not going to look like mine. They're going to look like yours, and you just have to let go of the expectation of what it's going to look like and what it has to be, and just accept it for what it is. And so basically, I just let go, and I just let them do what they wanted to do for the most part. I stopped twisting them. I let a lot of them grow together. And the most I did was just separate it when the clumps got really, really big. So that's why my locks are different from organic locks that you'll see that are like super, just like 1, 2, 3, and that's the whole head of locks. So I did some separation, and then a year in, I combined some of them. So, I'm gonna try to find one that has black thread here. So I realized I wanted thicker locks, and about a year in, I combined them by like sewing a lot of them together when they were still very, very short. So that's why they form together. They don't look like they've really been combined, but at the very, very end, that's probably about how long that they were. And I would combine them, and some of them unraveled, some of them grew together. Well, all of them grew together, but you can see that, then after that, after they would grow into like a whole big lock, then they're like joining at the roots and stuff. So you're gonna have like 4 of them all together at the roots. I just let it grow. I don't actually I don't separate my hair anymore. I separate my hair about maybe once a year. Once a year, twice a year max. I'll give you a look at the back. I don't look at the back. I never look at the back of my hair. I don't think about it. Um, I can't even see what it looks like in the camera right now, but so yeah, basically, uh, yeah, and I wash my hair whenever I feel like it needs to be washed, which um, whenever I need to wash it, which I'm a little aware of like white people who don't have locks watching this and be like, I wonder how often she washes her hair. Because I get that a lot, and I don't appreciate when, you know, curious white people ask me questions about my hygiene. And I've resolved actually to proceed by asking them how often they bathe when they ask me that, because it's just as personal. Or how often do you brush your teeth? So, um, yeah, I just wash it when I feel like it. That can vary. I mean, I usually work out a lot, or it might be like more in the summer, or less in the winter. Um, but I just don't. Yeah, I just wash it with Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and I like rarely put like coconut oil in it, but I don't really do anything to my hair. Period. I just done, done. My hair is done for the day. So, yeah, and I stopped caring about like how long it gets and like all that other shit. And like, I feel like, I'm trying to apply these principles to my everyday life, like other stuff in my life, because my lock journey is like one representation of a lot of different things, and it required a lot of like patience and mental toughness, I guess, and like emotional toughness, and not toughness, but like a lot of awareness, a lot of self awareness for me to do this, especially like as a woman, because I get a lot of like there are a lot of guys who have freeform locks, and they're like, you know, but it's harder as a woman to do this. And so I try to apply these principles of patience and not, you know, more focusing on the journey and not so much the outcome to other things like pole dancing, like to filmmaking, to my art, to my life in general, and not always expecting an instant outcome, and not always being so attached to comparing what I want my stuff to look like or be, you know, to what other people's looks like or is, if that makes any sense. Because yeah, I get like both men and women approaching me, but most of the people who approach me about my hair are men. I cannot leave my house not one day ever without receiving a comment about my hair from a man. And it is just the most like, I mean, it's like I because I don't think about my hair, it's just like annoying. I'm just like, this is just another pickup line, you know what I mean? But some people really do appreciate my hair, and I'm not saying that they don't appreciate my hair, but when I walk down the street and I get random dudes, I mean random ass grown ass men, screaming Ross, Rasta, Ross. It's just like, you know, that's not how I would like to start my day. I'm just going about my day. I'm just living my life. And I don't always need that energy, you know. And I just, yeah, I just don't need it. And I mean, thankfully, it just hasn't, like, get the Rastaman, like, priestess. Like, I can I can vibe with some things, but like other things, just like I don't like the Empress, the Queen, like all that shit. I'm just like I'm just me, like I'm just me. Like don't put me in some sort of category just because I have this hair or whatever. It's funny because when it comes to men, there was a point in time where I thought that men who appreciated natural hair or the natural look on women were somehow like better, or that they were not better, but not better people, but that they would like be better quality of a partner, or that they had like some more advanced way of thinking about things, which may or may not be true. I mean, I do understand that there's a certain level of conditioning that they've seen past, but I've realized that in terms of how for a lot of men who like natural hair, or who specifically like want to be with a woman who has this natural look, a lot of times it is not always because they it's not always what you think. Like for a lot of men, that's just their type. Like a lot of men have a type. Like a lot of people have a type that they look at, and just because a man likes natural hair, or he likes a woman who doesn't shave, or he like that does not mean that he's any better than like that he's going to treat a woman with more respect. Like that, I think that's the word, is respect. Like that doesn't mean that he's going to treat you with more respect just because he likes your natural hair and he appreciates natural beauty in women, and he looks for women who are have a more natural look. It does mean that, however, that he has that he does not adhere to a certain like way of thinking, like in society. Like his way of thinking might deviate from the norm, but in terms of how he respects you as a woman, that doesn't mean that he is going to have more respect for you just because he likes that look. So that's something that when I was like years ago, when I was first doing this, and I was hearing all these conversations about whether men like natural hair or not, which doesn't fucking matter at all because it's your hair and this is your health. I'm just gonna put it out there for anybody who might be wondering that that's a non-issue. I think the most important thing is that a woman does things for herself that she knows is healthy, and that she knows is right, and in all aspects of her life. And who you attract will match that, will match where you're at. And none of the superficial stuff really amounts to much when it comes to relating to people, having really real friendships and relationships with people. So yeah, this was a much longer video than I expected, but that's pretty much all. I think I covered everything, and yeah, that's it. Peace.